Almost by chance, an astrological anomaly is detected on January 7, 1964. The findings are challenged, but eventually substantiated by the wider scientific community. A previously unknown cloud of dark gas has entered the solar system on a direct trajectory for the Sun. A preeminent British astrophysicist named Kingsley, initially skeptical of the black cloud, begins heading up efforts to predict the effects this cloud will have as it approaches and eventually engulfs the Earth and Sun. Outwitting and outmaneuvering governmental oversight, Kingsley builds an international team of scientists, engineers, and radio communications experts in Norton-Stowe, England, to be able to predict and warn of the effects of the astronomical event. When the black cloud and its effects don't fully correspond with their models, the scientists have to devise new theories and new experiments in order to stop the planet from sliding into even more devastation as Earth's normal cycles are radically altered. Though most of the story is set in the 1960s, it was written in 1957, and often the prose does feel a little old and stiff. Nonetheless, Hoyle's commitment to hard science fiction is seen throughout, and we're treated to equations and diagrams for those who like that sort of thing. Even the late novel developments that veer into the much more speculative and fictitious side of things remain grounded in rational inquiry and experimentation. Perhaps more than anything, this novel is about men, and a few women, using the scientific method to examine and develop solutions for an interstellar existential threat. In some ways, the black cloud is the forerunner to Project Hail Mary, and if you enjoyed that novel, you'll likely find this one acceptable at the very least. As a novel, The Black Cloud is not without its flaws. Though in third-person point of view, the story often jumps around and zooms in or out without warning. Everyone's mileage will differ, but the technique can be jarring or off-putting. Most of the characters come across more like types than defined characters, but they at least serve the story well enough. Kingsley is the de facto protagonist, which comes with some of its own issues. For starters, like all the scientist characters, he is portrayed as intelligent and visionary, even when he's being a scheming, devious ass. Most of the characters who aren't scientists, and especially any characters who are involved with government, are almost invariably small-minded bullies, incapable of thinking about the long term or greater good. So it's okay to deceive them, or, as Kingsley does at one point, effectively hold the British Prime Minister hostage at their compound. For his own good, of course. There is also the matter of Kingsley's base of operations at Norton-Stowe. He gets it created ostensibly as a research station to focus on the black cloud. As he explains to his team, though, he also expects the effects of the cloud's entry into the inner solar system to be so disruptive that all human civilization will grind to a halt, and to expect massive casualties on the order of nearly 1/4 of the global population. Kingsley is pretty blasé about this prediction and says he doesn't expect anyone to believe him. The secondary function of Norton-Stowe, then, is to become the world's storehouse of knowledge and a central radio broadcasting hub for all relevant information as Earth endures prolonged bouts of lightlessness and freezing temperatures. I will admit, Frostpunk came to mind more than once as I read this novel. Kingsley presents this situation he created at Norton-Stowe as being for the best interests of everyone, like something from Isaac Asimov's Foundation, or if you're more lukewarm on the idea, Galt's Gulch from Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. If your knee-jerk reaction was to think this sounds like the genesis to one of Vault-Tec's horrific enterprises, you're not alone. Of course, since this is Golden Age science fiction, the scientists are all the heroes, and no bad results are ever intentional. For a long stretch of the book, I found this setup to be insufferable, because Kingsley engages in the self-righteous paternalism he claims to detest in other authority figures. However, Kingsley's poor human relations and lack of self-awareness do become a late plot point, which helped the novel sound a bit less like propaganda. Given the publication date, some of the science will be outdated, but I'm not going to fault Hoyle for any of that. Some of the story beats and developments can also come across as stale to a modern audience, but again, that's not the fault of the novel. In fact, The Black Cloud is an early pioneer of many elements that we'd consider standard of hard science fiction. Battlestar Galactica and Project Hail Mary both owe some debts to this novel. What are your thoughts on Fred Hoyle's The Black Cloud? Do you think it still holds up as hard science fiction? Should it receive more praise in the Golden Age canon? Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. Next up in my box of paperbacks project is Jirel of Joiry, a collection of sword and sorcery stories by C.L. Moore, a female writer of pulp fantasy and science fiction from the 1930s to the 1960s. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my peculiar notions. If you appreciate this channel and want to support it, you know what to do. You can also take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to another YouTube creator you enjoy, because those actions are all that count in the unknowable equations of the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, enjoy some good science fiction. Live and be well.